The first 2 episodes of Rick and Morty Season 7 focused on re-establishing Rick's relationships with his friends and family in fresh ways. The 3rd episode of the new season maintains this connection and attention on Rick. Although there haven't been any new episodes released in the wider canon of Rick and Morty Season 7, the ones that have been released so far have focused on revealing additional aspects of Rick's personality. These episodes have shown new aspects of Rick as he navigates their reunions in Season 7, which makes sense given how much he's evolved since the start of the program. In Air Force One, the 3rd episode of Rick and Morty Season 7, not only does Rick go back to therapy, something he has been working on for the last several seasons, but he also witnesses the return of the president, his worst enemy. As he does in every appearance, the President of the United States is one of the characters that has the potential to irritate Rick, and this was also the case in the most recent episode of the show. Here is a summary of all the major events from the episode. While Rick is at another therapy session with Dr. Wong, a reappearing Susan Sarandon, the president, Keith David, interrupts him. He comes because he needs Rick's assistance with a werewolf leprechaun Loch Ness monster that has some sort of super disease. However, Rick is more interested in the president's apparent romantic interest in Dr. Wong. Rick then recoils, saying that his therapy has been beneficial, and asks him not to date her. After the opening credits roll, Rick and Morty continue to watch interdimensional cable until the president summons Rick to another mission. The president informs Rick of a new mission in Virginia, where love is now legal and entails no criminal activity or grievances against the state government. The president is now wary of a possible cult, and it's obvious that he's plotted a scheme to obtain Dr. Wong's phone number and Rick's permission to go out with his therapist. After that, the president appointed Dr. Wong to the new Virginia mission, and it's evident that they are growing closer as they enter the love-controlled state of Virginia. It quickly transpires that the state is under the influence of some kind of body-snatching hive mind, and Unity has made a comeback and is attempting to establish a foothold on Earth. However, Rick has created anti-Unity technology, and it is discovered that Unity has come back because she is concerned that Rick is looking for him once more. When Unity begs Rick to listen to them as they flee Virginia, the president cuts it off with a dome, stating that Rick lost himself the last time he sought for him, and thus cuts its link with Unity. After the break, it becomes clear that Virginia is still being held in the dome, and that this is simply another incident that has drawn attention because of all of the bizarre things the president has done in the prior episodes of the show. Rick is upset that Dr. Wong is there at all, but Unity gets in touch with the war room. Unity confesses that she has to get back in touch with the Virginian people in order to truly liberate them, but Rick still has mistrust in her because she ghosted him in the past in an attempt to blend in with more people. As a result, she quickly makes the decision to depart orbit. As Rick and the president quarrel some more, Dr. Wong says she wants to break up with the president and doesn't want to pursue their relationship any further. After finding out that Unity has returned, Summer goes back to the garage and attempts to console Rick, but all he can do is shout at her. The president keeps watching the news story that is critical of him and gets even more depressed about the possibility that he won't be re-elected as he makes his way back to the dome over Virginia. As Unity had forewarned, the president ultimately assumed control of Virginia in an attempt to regain the hive mind for its perfect approval rating. As the president's hive mind continues to grow, Morty informs Rick that Unity could return. However, it quickly becomes apparent that the president has also gained control of the news anchors, who only serve to endorse the president. Rick makes the decision to make things right by rescuing Dr. Wong from the president's hive mind. He needs her assistance to return to Unity and attempt to persuade Rick that he is not as bad as she believes. Rick stated that he still had misgivings about Unity, and that no matter how many times she contacted him, he would not take her call. Dr. Wong clarifies that although it's a gradual process, Rick has started to transform, and that his handling of Unity was incorrect. After that, Unity launches an invasion into the president's consciousness to liberate the Earth, and the two engage in a more intense conflict. Unity manages to seize control of the entire collective consciousness. Unity says that if it weren't for Rick, she would never be freeing millions of people, and that this is something she has never really done before. She is obviously hurt by it, and even though Rick has finally opened up to her and said he trusts her now, she still doesn't feel the same way about him. Then, with regret, Rick goes back to his garage and starts reading the notes Unity left him. It's obvious that she loved him and wasn't just concerned that Rick was pursuing the guy. The president then suggests Rick would benefit from counseling, and Rick leaves for the Oval Office. Following the credits, the host of Interdimensional Cable, Mr. Stabby, appears on a show akin to Larry David, discussing how, despite killing thousands of people, he is a symbol of someone with swords for arms and legs. So there you have it. Rick and Morty Season 7 Episode 3's ending is explained and reviewed. Thank you for watching my video. I'll see you next time. You take care. Bye.